All right, weekend vibes. What up? Weekend message. I just hope you guys had a nice week. You know, I know everybody is busy, busy, busy. You know, just trying to put things together. You know what I mean? As you can see, you heard about the famine. If you if you don't know about that, I I talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Just check out my videos. You'll see that episode about famine and the importance of famine. So, weekend message right now is November 5th. As you can see, the food prices in the grocery stores is more expensive. So, start, packing and putting things together to prepare for, winter because a lot of times winter gets hectic, right? So, start packing away some food and prepare for the famine. Next weekend message as well is the weather's still great, right? It snowed, but not really the other day, right? So, I mean, enjoy the couple of nice summer weekends, right? Maybe going up to the cottage one more time. Um, what else? There's live events, entertainment, right? Mandate is reverse, where the unvaccinated can go to places like the gyms, the restaurants, the bars, like, so that's good too, right? So that helps with the economy as well. So I mean, enjoy your weekend. Check out some of my content, you know, if you get a chance to this weekend, as well as I have, a lot of content on Spotify, Apple Music. Actually, I'm gonna add my link tree so that basically you check out all my profiles, because the link tree is something, it's unique and it's new for musicians, not just musicians, but for business savvy people, people that just have a lot of presence all over the place and they want to just put in one place, right? So I'll have my link tree in the link below. You can check it out, all the other contents and everything that I have available on the net, as well as music, right? Listen to music that carries good messages. It will help you to remain in good moods because, I mean, as you grow, you change in moods, right? Less active you are, right? You change in moods. But music, no matter what age, what height, what weight level, it still has an influence on you, and it's the same but similar in many ways, for everybody, but it has some type of influence, right? It's possible that one person might like the music, the other person won't, right? But that doesn't mean you don't have a crowd, because when it comes to music, even if one person listens to your music and liked it, you are successful because you have done something that is of chemistry, like master of chemists, right? Those people who deal with chemicals, right? Measure and, process methods together based on the type of influence it will have on us people. So music in some forms, in some ways, is like that too, to your brain. So The better music you listen to, the better you feel about yourself, the better you're able to do a lot of things more easier, right? And of course, to pass time, right? Great way to pass time, great way to get through your exercise, work study, right? Hours of classical music, hours of, reggae music, um, not just reggae, but there is opera, there is, rock and roll, classical, you know, hip hop, they just all kinds, right? But they all have a positive side for the influential because a lot of music, they always have a positive side and a negative side. Find what's best, right, at that moment for you. Don't look to what others are looking into because it's, it's supposed to be a personal meaning because it personally influences you, right? And I think a lot of people, right, buy into the hype of doll music, right? Because that type of music is able to bring you on a pattern. Like it's understanding if you're gonna listen to certain type of music to get creativity, like ideas, to make what's it called, a more influential song, because artists are creators, right? And we create a certain world of influence because ultimately your album, right, it's a world, and based on the world, right, it's what you talk about in that world, right? And so if you are putting together this sort of um, influence of different series and patterns of music, right, that is supposed to be under one umbrella, then the more people listening to it, right, they're they're behaving and doing what the music chemistry is telling them to do, right? Which meaning that, okay, if music you're listening to and you went to a party, what are you going to do, right? If it's good, if it's upbeat, for example, if it's Drake that you're listening to, what are you going to do, right? Drake has series of music that people listen to, right? And they're influenced in a way to dance a certain way, to do certain things, right? And he has certain type of music that influences you in a more sort of, grimier way, right? And so you have to pick and choose which one is going to influence you and which one is not, right? Man's like Beethoven or Mozart's, right? They're able to influence you in a more revolutionary way, right? Not saying Drake doesn't, because he has been doing that for decades, but the thing is, music, if it's genius, it's forever. You see what I'm saying? Because it's a continuous flow of vibration that is carried on. And once it turned on, it's forever. Because everything is recorded by the gravitational, you know, pull or cover that we have. And whatever we listen to, it will influence us and also bounce off of us to carry an sort of message to be able to do certain things, right? It makes you believe so that therefore there is an influence on your mind, on your heart, on your body that channels certain message, right? Or certain patterns of thoughts that is able to make you do things. You ever heard of the story, the snake charmer and the snake? He has the flute, and he is blowing the flute, and he's playing a tune, a melody, and this melody creates, right? The more melody that the snake hears, and so the snake is able to feel the pattern waves, and the waves is able to hypnotize the snake. And when it's able to hypnotize the snake, then the snake is going to do anything the master, which is the snake charmer, does, as long as the tune is being played. And so that's what music does. It pulls a cover over your eyes, whether you like it or not. You know, as long as you listen to it long enough, it will have some type of effect on you. If you listen to it long enough, it will have some type of effect and an imprint on your life. Because how you dress, how you think, who do you find attractive, it can all create that, right? How creative we are, how much people have listened to music, and that inspired them to be motivated to do things. Everybody. I don't think there is anybody that is born on earth, even the the creation of the trees, the water, everything, all the elements understand music. They understand the flow of vibrations. Even our voices is music. Our prayers is music. It's a flow of energy that creates a friction that is able to change the reality that we know as physical reality, right? That is to show you how complex, right? It should show you how complex we are as people, that we are computers, right? If our mind can carry 25 million gigabytes of knowledge message, then it is always what you fill your mind with. And so imagine, 1 terabyte, right? 1 terabyte. So you think about it, we see it as powerful, it can hold so many things, but we operate it. You see what I'm saying? And so these devices are so dominant, right? Based on our knowledge of the use of it. Because if we don't use it based on our likes and what we do or what we use it for, then it's only of service to what we are in knowledge, like aware of. You see what I'm saying? So that's how we are as people. And so I encourage you to listen to great music that allows you to be more creative, because if you focus on what brings you joy, right, it will help you to live longer, right? It will help you to push you to the next level, right? That's what it is, you know? So, speaking of that, you know, have a nice weekend. Today's Friday, right? Saturday and Sunday, just right around the corner. Enjoy it because mandates are being put in place. Today, you know, seen on the news that in Australia, the mandates have gotten even more worse, right? So anything that is happening there, right? They're past their booster. They have booster shots, so they're probably going on their fourth one just now. And leave it. Booster shots are coming slowly here, so just be aware. You know, take your vitamins, your minerals. Take care of your, your physique, right? Get more activity if you can walk, you can run. You know what I mean? Do all of those things, especially if you drive a lot. You know, be more active so that your immune system is strong and able to fight for you. If you take care of your immune system will take care of you straight up. And it's you, so you can't be too lazy to take care no matter what you do. If you drink, you smoke, you, you know, you do anything, your adult entertainment, you know, take care of your body because it's important that you live, you know, nobody can really tell anybody really what to do unless it's your kids and they're underage and of course they need discipline, but you can advise people, right? It's up to them to choose it, but then that's their choice. You see what I'm saying? So we are all individuals that have our own lives, so we deserve to choose what we want to do with our lives, right? And that's very important. That's our human right as a human being. Now, we're all different based on our categories, our experiences, our jobs, our money, our class, our friends, all of that. But we are the same because guess what? No matter how much money you have, you're trying to do this sort of the same thing. Maybe if you have a lot of money, you do it on a higher scale. See what I'm saying? Right? But you came with your own 2 feet and your 2 hands. You're healthy, whether you're healthy to the degree of your energy levels. Just remember that. Because there is people that they're, physically disabled, but their state of mind is not disabled and their spirit certainly not disabled. And so you see that those people set examples because they show what striving, you know, is striving for success. They show the levels of strength. Though so much odds are weighed against them, they show the courage, the heart, the power to overcome. So we should all learn from them, right? Because you could only learn. So this weekend, try to do positive things in your community. Pray for people. Pray for the world. It's free to pray. And guess what? You don't have to be famous to be known by God. You see what I'm saying? And if you're known by God, then you're known by all. You see what I'm saying? So just remember, but if you're not known by God, you're only known by the people. Right? Because you see, think about it. You ever hear that story where people in the Bible that thought they were anointed and that they tried to use God's name to, you know, take out demons out of people. But what happened? The demons knew who Paul, who God was, you know, God's disciples. The demons knew who they were. But they didn't know the guy. So what happened was the demon ended up, right, moving from who they were, possessing to the actual fake pastor because the power wasn't there. So be influenced. You see what I'm saying? Influence is by what you have done, right? The resilience that you have shown in what you have done, right? All these people that are famous, like Muhammad Ali, he's a legend, he died, right? But his resilience is still here today. The spirit of it, of Muhammad Ali, is still roaming through the world, influencing. Same thing with, Tupac, right? How many years did he die? But he's still influencing people today. So that's how it works. Work like as if you have done the best creativity ever in your life. The more you do that, the easier the work becomes. But then at the same time, more creativity, right? You're influenced because you're getting channels of levels of thoughts and process. And all of these things have some type of effect on people. You see what I'm saying? Because we work just like a computer, just like a car, right? If you're a good mechanic, right, and everybody's a mechanic to their body. So if we understand the process on in how our body is moving, because I think those people back in the days, right, were able, like, the ADs, the 1900s, they lived longer because they understood their body better. And of course, it wasn't so polluted, the food was much better, right? But they lived longer. Just the other day, lady, you know, West Africa, 198 years old. She can walk. She doesn't even have a cane. So tell me. But then there's people who are dying here that are 30 years old. They have the best health care in the world, right? Live in the best circumstances. So you tell me, when somebody's 198 years old and they go to the doctor, right? I wonder, like, what goes through the mind of the doctor, right? How they're probably, have done so much research on her, right? Or probably it's West Africa, so a lot of people don't take that serious. But seriously, if it was here, foreign, enough people, that lady will be getting research every day. You see what I'm saying? So those are people you want to hear from. Those are people who, if they're talking to about life and the expansion physically of life, they know. But if they always go back to the spiritual side and say, well, it's why I give. Like when you're giving, you're getting blessed. So even if you know it's going to affect you, it is because of the effect is why God's going to also affect you. You see, giving can be given by anybody. You see what I'm saying? It still carries the same vibrational message, right? But it depends on who gets it. So some are smaller impact, some are bigger impact, meaning that that help could help that person, right, to change their output of life, their everything of life, to change them. See what I'm saying? Or, right, it could be a small impact, but regardless of that, God will give you 10 times of what you have, you know? So think about it. This is the society we live in. All right. So have a great weekend. Thank you for listening, guys. Subscribe, comment, share, you know. And on top of that, right? Stay motivated. See what I'm saying? Have a nice day.